Jesus before. Jesus answered, I saw you while you were under the fig tree before Philip called you. Then Nathanael declared, Rabbi, teacher, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel. Jesus said, you believe because I told you that I saw you under the fig tree? You shall see greater things than that. He then added, I tell you the truth, you shall see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man. Jesus and Nathanael are meeting for the first time, and yet Jesus sees right through him. He knows him. And Nathanael recognizes that right away. Here's a man that I've been waiting for my whole life, the Messiah, the Son of God, the King of Israel. This guy, this Jesus, he knows my fears. He knows my desires. He knows my wants. He knows the dreams that I've had to set aside. He knows everything about me. And when I picture what happened there and how Jesus saw Nathanael under that fig tree, maybe there was a time back in his life when Nathanael had been, having one of those spiritual moments. And he was just having a rest under the tree and contemplating and talking to God and, crying out from his heart, God, when are you going to send the Messiah? When is the Redeemer going to come? When are you going to set us free? And of course, Jesus knew all about that. And he's able to pick out that memory for Nathanael and say, I was there. I was with you when you were crying out to God. And the same is true for you and for me. Jesus was there. Jesus is there. Maybe you're going through a really difficult time in your life. Or maybe you've come through a spiritual experience that's been a high point in your life. Jesus is there. Jesus was there with you. He knows everything about it. He knows the fears in your life. He knows the dreams that have been shattered. He knows the pain that you've had to go through. And He's willing to continue to walk with you. He knows the way that maybe you've turned your back on God in the past. Whether it was in apathy and just said, God, forget it. Or in rebellion and just ran the other way and did all the bad things that you could think of. He knows about all that. And He's willing to take that all away if you will turn to Him and keep your eyes focused on Him. When Nathanael says to Jesus, you are the Son of God, you are the King of Israel, he's saying, Jesus, you are my hope. You are the one that I can pin my life onto. And for each of us, we need to come to the place where we can say that as well. When Jesus says to Nathanael, here is a true Israelite in whom there is nothing false, what is He saying? I'm not sure. I can speculate. Some scholars say, Jacob, the original Israelite, Jacob means deceiver, one who tells falsehoods. And so Jesus turns that around, right? New name. Nothing false, a true Israelite. But maybe it's Nathanael sees Jesus as the Messiah for who He really is. So many people were waiting for Jesus for all the wrong reasons. They were waiting for Jesus so that they could have a better life materially. So that they would move up the ladder in the standard of living in the social stratosphere. So that they could have better possessions. Have more free time. And I think sometimes we come to Jesus just for those reasons, don't we? Oh, my life will be better. Jesus will give me a better life. And yet we know that when we look back at the early church, those first followers of Jesus, like Peter himself, they lost their homes. They lost the country that they lived in. They were killed for their faith. Their standard of living didn't go up, it went down. Because they were willing to come to Jesus as Messiah for the spiritual needs that they had in their life. Sometimes people come to Jesus so that He'll take away their problems. And yet Jesus says, in this world you will have trouble. But then he says, take heart, I have overcome the world. He hasn't promised to take us out of the trouble, but he has promised to bring us through it, to carry us through it if we will seek him first. Some people come to Jesus for this world, this kingdom kind of stuff. And yet Jesus calls us to come to him for his kingdom. Sometimes we come for security, for popularity, for power, for possessions. And yet Jesus says, come to me for my kingdom. Jesus goes on and he says to Nathanael, I saw you under the tree, and you think that's great? You're going to see greater things than that. And it starts right away. Jesus turns the water into wine in chapter 2. He's transfigured before some of the disciples on the mountain. Many people are healed. He comes back to life. Greater things. And then he adds, he says, you will even see angels descending and ascending on the Son of Man. What does he mean? That God is going to come down and go up and come down. That God is with us. We sing about it at Christmas, right? Emmanuel. God is with us. And it wasn't just 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem and Bethlehem and Nazareth. It's today in Nanaimo and Ladysmith and Chilliwack and wherever you're from. God is with us. And he's still active today, creating beauty out of the mess that is our lives. Think about it. John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world. And sometimes when we think about that, we think about, the world. But that's not what Jesus meant. He meant the Kathys and the Toms and the Elspeths of this world. He was talking about the individual people that you and I are. When we look at Jesus' life, we notice how personal he was. In John's Gospel alone, he has something like 21 personal conversations with individuals. People just like you and I. And it doesn't matter if it's the man that's crippled from birth, or the Roman official, or the woman who's had 5 husbands and now she's living with another man, and Jesus and her meet at the well. Completely culturally wrong. And yet Jesus is willing to do it. Why? For the personal relationship and because he sees potential in the individual. Jesus was not like Bono from U2 at a concert who gets up there and, 60,000 people screaming and having a great time. Jesus doesn't connect with us in that way. Jesus doesn't connect with us like Obama on television with the millions of people. He doesn't even connect with us like a preacher on a platform. He connects with us right here in the heart, one-to-one, as an individual. You and me. Peter and Nathanael and all of the people of Israel, most of them anyway, had a lot of reasons why they were looking for the Messiah. Some of them were political, some of them were national, others were financial, material, some spiritual. What Jesus is saying to Nathanael, is that look for me for all the right reasons. Look for me because I can save you from yourself. I can restore God's kingdom in your life. I can give you a pursuit that's going to matter for the rest of your life. And when Jesus teaches his disciples to pray, he says, your kingdom come, your will be done. Can we pray that? Jesus, your kingdom come, not mine. Your will be done, not mine. Nathanael, I can just picture what he's thinking to himself about Jesus. Jesus, you know me from the inside out. You see right through me. You know my dreams, my fears, my prayers, my intimate secret longings. and